Hello guys, Brad here again with another fragrance video. And about six and a half years ago, I did a video called Dealing with Fragrance Addiction. And I thought it'd be fun to basically sort of reflect and see how I'm doing 6.5 years later with my fragrance addiction concerns. And I wrote some things down, and I thought it'd be a fun video to do today. So anybody that's in the fragrance community, I believe, has a certain level of fragrance addiction, and it is something that can be very hard to control and rein in at times. It's something I've certainly dealt with over the past, 12 years or so. And I thought it'd be fun to just talk about it again, 6 years later. What am I doing to help myself stay in check and not go overboard on my spending with fragrances? And I came up with a few things. Number one, giveaway contests. I know that in this day and age, there are a lot of fragrance reviewers, companies, websites doing giveaways, and you could probably basically do a contest giveaway entry every day of the year if you were paying attention to what's going on out there, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, other websites related to fragrances. And I believe I've actually won maybe 3 contests in the past year. The most notable prize that I've won is this right here. It's a 100 ml bottle of Sur L'Herbe, and I believe it retails for about $170 if you buy it online. And it's actually a pretty nice fragrance, and it might actually end up being in my Fragrance Hall of Fame one day. I need to give it a little bit more of a wearing here, but yeah, check this out. It's a nice light green juice, very green and herbal, pleasant to wear for spring especially. And yeah, it was mine for free just because I took the time to enter a contest. Didn't cost me a penny. So that's one thing to consider. Hop on those giveaway contests. Save yourself a few bucks. The other thing I'm going to talk about, know your budget and pay attention to it. Now, as a fragrance reviewer with a monetized YouTube fragrance channel, I know roughly how much I make every month or every year. It's not a lot, but it's enough to fuel my channel. Basically, I'll plan on buying maybe a couple samples a month, and that's fine. I mean, I figure any money that I spend off of my YouTube earnings is free game. It's not hurting anybody. If I didn't do a fragrance channel, that money wouldn't exist anyway, so that's my justification. Not a lot of money. Now, it varies. I'm sure some reviewers probably make enough money they could buy full-size bottles every month. For me, it's more like decants and samples every month. So keep that in consideration. Know how much you're able and willing to spend and stick to it. I do know about a year ago I did have a moment of weakness, and I bought this bottle here, Olfactive Studio Still Life in Rio. I think it cost me about $130, so that was a little bit pricey. Kind of messed up my budget for the year, I think. And it is a nice fragrance, an attractive presentation and bottle. You can see there, Still Life in Rio, really nice looking, but I think I've worn it maybe once. So it really wasn't an economical purchase on my part. Just a moment of weakness that I'm not sure if I could say I regret it, but certainly aren't overly proud of it either. So yeah, I could have bought a lot of samples of different things and reviewed them with the same money. So that's something to think about. Number 3, as the Fragrance Hall of Fame, this is something I've talked about several times on my channel. I started this series where I try to pick 30 fragrances that I really love and basically cover all different aspects of my fragrance needs. 4 seasons, day wear, evening wear, night out, whatever, and you're covered, right? If you have 30 fragrances that cover all those bases, you're pretty much covered. So you don't have to be like me and make videos every time you induct a fragrance into Hall of Fame. You might want to grab a pen and paper and just write down your top 30 fragrances to cover your bases, and then use that as sort of like a checkpoint. Before you hit that buy now button, take a look at that list and ask yourself, okay, this is what I have, and that doesn't even include what else I have to change things up. Maybe not your favorite fragrances, but fragrances that you can pull out from time to time. And number 4, I'm going to say sticking with the samples and the decants. That works great for me. It gives me a chance to do a video, try a fragrance. Sometimes it's as low as like $5. Now some of these other samples I've seen, like the Louis Vuitton fragrances that I've been interested in lately, I've seen some of those go for about $15 or $16. So it's fine to buy those too. Just remember that you could probably buy 3 or 4 samples of a cheaper fragrance for the same amount. So you have to ask yourself, how much do I have in my inventory? Like right now, I have a lot of samples laying around. My mom sometimes goes to Macy's and gets me some samples at the fragrance counter. I've got some discovery sets, and that helps me buy a lot of different fragrances for cheap. So I think I'm doing pretty good. If I had to give myself a grade over the past 6.5 years, probably give myself about a B. I could be doing worse. I could certainly be doing better. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of my stance right now as far as my addiction goes. I know I recently had a little bit of a Candy Crush moment of weakness there. I spent maybe $100 on Candy Crush products over the past month. My son got me back into Candy Crush, so I wasn't proud of that either. But there's always some kind of an addiction in your life, I think, that's gonna sort of suck your finances down if you're not careful. Could be video games, could be fragrances, could be alcohol, drugs, or any number of other things. You know, just try to keep things in check and be careful. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later.